views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me, busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail. Hey, everybody. Super welcome. Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Welcome to Transformation Talk Radio. All of the above. Mr. Benny, how are you today?
Doing well, Pat. Thank you very much.
Another day in paradise with scorching weather here, yeah?
Gotta love it. Like I said in the weather report, bring out those fans back from the and the air conditioners from the storage units and lockers. Might have to use them for one more day.
And for those of you that thought, man, I'm going to put my summer clothes away. Right? Yeah, although I didn't do that. I refuse to bring out the heavy jackets just yet. Beautiful, beautiful weather here. A little bit unusual for us, but I'm not complaining. Are you, Benny?
No, not at all. Not at all.
No, not at all. Not at all. Well, Benny, this is a show that you might be interested in, having these amazing twins that you have. You know, we have a very special guest today joining us on the show. And the reason that I believe that her work is special, it's because not just the content itself, but we're talking about a vibration. And you all have heard us talk about this all week long. We've been talking about the energy and the vibration of what it means to say yes to something and have it move forward. Now, she and I'm talking about my guest today, J.L. Kimmel, Janine. And the reason I'm talking about this is because when you take a look at timelines in people's lives, Benny, something happened in 1992, 93. I know something happened to me in 92 and 93, but also it started like in 91 a little bit. And I thought about this and I looked about her parallel journey with mine and I thought, wow. And then I saw a mutual friend and mentor. And today we're not just going to talk about her work, the incredible artwork she has, the books that she has written. We're going to talk about the journey of each of them. You know, whether we're looking at a conversation that has to do with the magic gown, or we're getting ready to talk about creative workshops, children's workshops, or we're taking a look at the Yawning Rabbit River Chronicle, whatever it is, there is something about magic, enchantment, and adventure she is bringing to the world. That's what I'm excited about today. It is a time for magic. Janine, welcome to the show. Should I call you JL?
Janine would be great. Thank you so much. And thank you, Pat. I'm so happy to be here, and you've already wowed me with our synchronicities.
Well, I want to start before we get into, before we start to talk specifically about the book.
Sure.
I really did think that something in the 90s, there was something going on. There was just an energy for, at least for me. And I did things like left a job after 24 and a half years. Well, I had them help me leave, but went on to this journey, moved to Seattle from New Jersey, right? Moved to Seattle. Then I started a spiritual journey. And along the way, I met a mutual friend.
Yes.
and my life continued to change. So let me ask you this question. What is it that you can point to, let's just call them magic moments of transformation for you that you can recall to bring you to this very moment today, that we now are talking about you as this amazing author, artist, and much more?
Thanks. Well, like all transformation journeys that amazingly come, and I say this to kids and I say this to everybody, and it's in my stories, that things come, they seem unexpected. And in my life in 91, my marriage was in real trouble, and that was unexpected. And so we were in therapy, and that was the beginning of an incredible internal adventure where I just took to it like, wow, this is what I've been waiting for. And although that was incredibly challenging, which that's about courage and, but I was excited about discovery. And so it was a mix of feelings and incredibly and I couldn't agree more with what was going on in 91, 92, and 93 because I was a mom of two sons and things are going along, and now I'm in this incredible transformation, but I'm excited about it, and it was scary, but that's what transformation can be, and great adventures always have that. So I came across, by recommendation, this mentor, Angela Sarian, who was doing a storytelling workshop. Little did I know that I would later really delve into that, and again, unexpected. And I just knew this woman had something to offer me that was like nothing I had known before. But I was so comfortable and natural in it. And so I started to study with her, and I got deeper and deeper into the journey, and it changed my life because I went and did these very intense trainings with her in the high desert mountains of Arizona, and you would do a vision quest, and I deliberately put myself in that position to face whatever it was I needed to face. And I said to her, these trainings should come with like a little subtitle that says your life will never be the same. And it wasn't, and it was incredible. So there's such a long story that goes on from there that opened me up creatively that would later become my book, The Magic Gown. But I wouldn't know that till 1998. So, it was a process that I just kept following and getting in deeper and opening more. And it took courage for sure, and letting go of old identities, which is one of my new favorite things to help people, and old limiting belief systems. So this is what I was doing in 91, 92, 93, and then it just continued, and it kept going, and looking back, I'm like, it's amazing. I was inspired by as Angelus would say, the transformational, the mysterious, and the creative forces. I was taken by them, but I was also cooperating, and that's what's is still happening, and it's so fun to share this kind of story because it's contagious, and that's exciting for me. And carrying on her work of such high-level integrity and just is part of me now. And, I just did a workshop for people the other day, grown women making magic wands, and someone said to me, wow, Angela Sarian would just be amazed by you. I was like, what a compliment, so...
Yeah, but you and I got touched by her in the same way. I got to spend time with her as well in a series of workshops with Jean Houston. And out of that, all of a sudden I come home now and I go to a white elephant, And out of the white elephant, I am so drawn to these they're gold appetizer forks. Have you ever seen them that you put in appetizers? They're gold.
No.
And I was drawn to them, and I literally was bidding for these thousands of them, by the way.
Wow.
And I knew what I was going to do with them. And I came home and I started to build these beautiful goddess heads. And by the way, for those of you listening, I will post one of them up on the website. And I started to create these and created them for a short period of time, couple years, and they're with me here now. But it was Angie who said to me, have you ever thought about creating a self-portrait?
Wow.
And one of these is, and by the way, I'll post that. But the reason we're talking about this is because if we don't talk about the possibility of the journey with our listeners and the work that you do in your workshops, it's difficult for people perhaps to see that they too, Janine, can have what you have. They too can reach out and have their dreams come true. Isn't that what the books are about, though, too?
Yes, they are. They are a mix of, the characters go through transformations. They start out in a beginning place, and they absolutely get pulled in on these, adventures, these quests, and the magical just shows up, and they're always supported, and that is exactly right. And the books are so wonderful for young children, but also the adults that are reading them get it too. And, I say to children, the Joseph Campbell line, which is really my most encouragement, is that the imagination is so accessible. It's right there. And in like 5 minutes with my Magic Door workshops, kids are accessing their imagination. Yeah. And, Einstein said logic can take you from A to B, but the imagination takes you everywhere. Yeah. And then the Joseph Campbell quote I use with the kids is, the big question is, are you going to say a hearty yes to your adventure? Because the encouragement to go on your adventure, not the idea, not someone else's. And that's what I'm always promoting and supporting, because that's what I ended up doing, later in life. But if you can reach the children, and then, of course, any age is never too late. I just did this with senior citizens, and it was incredible.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So, so these transformational adventures that magic just shows up in my stories is really the common thread, and it's what I love most to write about, and it's my own experience in life. So that's why, sometimes playfully I'll say, no, these are a true story, but they really are actually, they feel like, yes, this is possible. So, well,
we're going to take a short break because I want to pick up on this. The question really, two things. So here's the question for all of you listening. Why do some say yes to unknown places? Why has Janine done that? Why have I done that? Why did I say yes when I dialed the wrong phone number? Why did I say yes to do a radio show back in, way back, you go back to 2003 on an internet-only station? Why? Why did that happen? When we come back, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about this incredible book. But most importantly, what happens when you bring children and more seasoned people in our culture together, known as seniors? What happens if you were to bring them together to yes? Stay tuned, everyone. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to start winning at the game of life? Lynn Brown, host of Get Into It, Winning at the Game of Life, is here to help you reach places and goals that you never thought possible. Lynn is an intuitive healer with a specialized background in financial healing. She combines her intuitive nature and her wholesome approach to financial planning. To learn more about her financial planning services, contact her personally at intuit.com.
To see your life from an angel's perspective, book a personal consultation with Claire Candy Huff, angelic walk-in angel Ariel at Angel Healing House. Candy provides intuitive counseling, Reiki, and angel readings in person in Los Angeles or nationally and internationally via phone or Skype. She will channel the practical tools you need to transform your life. Call now, 831-277-3716, or visit angelhealinghouse.com. Are you struggling in a relationship and deeply craving some tools and support to get things back on track? Do you crave having a loving, compassionate relationship with Mr. Right, but always seem to pick Mr. Wrong? Well, Sarah Luce can help. She's created a 4-week online course starting September 28th that will teach you how to shift your energy and behavior to have new transformative outcomes. And you're going to get a personal one-on-one session with Sarah to ensure you get powerful, personal results. Sign up today at sarahluce.com.
Tune in to The Truth is Funny with Colette Steffen each Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This hit show will have you thinking outside the box and riding the wave of infinite potential. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success while roaring with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. Visit TheTruthIsFunny.com.
Are you traveling most of your day? Do you want to take Transformation Talk Radio with you anywhere you go? Well, guess what? There's an app for that. Just go to the App Store on your Apple device or the Google Play Store on your Android and search Transformation Talk Radio. Catch all of our live shows no matter where you are. Thanks for listening.
Discover the healing medicine from the giant monkey tree frog Cambo. Cambo practitioner Ginny Rutherford and professional psychic Todd Rolson have come together for lively discussions of alternative healing medicines from the Amazon. Ginny and Todd bring you Cambo Talk Radio. Tune in each Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific to hear from guests all over the world with real life stories and the medicinal benefits of Cambo. For more information, visit cambokiss.com.
Hey everyone, before we get started here, I want to make sure all of you know, and please visit, take a look. You know, you're thinking for yourself, the holidays are coming up. You know, what do I want to get for the people around me? What do I want? You know, what do I want to share with them? You know, what I'm finding out more and more, Janine, is that we have parents now that read with their children. I just shared with you about this amazing youngster here whose birthday is coming up. And she and her dad, I believe they read like every night they read. And it's so special. And I was just saying to you that what I would love to be able to do is get her books. And you suggested the Magic Gown, and both of the books rather, and have you sign them. Because I think we're finding how special it is to really take that journey into imagination. And I'm sure you're finding this every day in your work, right?
I mean, example, talking to you and our incredible friend and mentor, Angel Sarian, that's incredible. So it's happening as we speak, which is, couldn't be more relevant and proof of this is completely how life shows up when you do say yes. I just am convinced and I've had it happening all the time now, and I'm so enthusiastic about it that's the sharing quality or the inspiring quality of that, and that's what we're doing today. And
Hi, welcome. This is Dr.
Yeah.
I want to start with the Yawning River Chronicles. I want to start with that for a lot of reasons, but I also want to talk about, Magic Gown.
Sure.
But I want to talk about this in terms of how this book, let's just stay with this one for a moment, how this book also reflects your personal journey. Tell us a little bit about this book. Clearly, for those of you out there, I want to make sure that all of you can go to the website, jlkimmel.com, Kimmel. Go to the website, jlkimmel.com. And when you get there, it is a visual feast. Okay, so let's just say that right out of the gate. How much a part of integrating art, imagination, how much a part of this has it been for you? And then why this book? Why this book that I believe is about the power of yes?
Yeah, well, it is, and it's the clear example I use when telling children my story in person in a workshop or on a radio show, that when I had the Magic Gown and it had come out, and it was really exciting and, doing well, and I decided, yes, to go to the London Book Fair with it. And this is incredible, but an Italian artist who I'd never met before had seen my name and my website on the London Book Fair, because he was an artist and a writer himself, and he contacted me and said, I got your book. I love the Magic Gown. I'd love to come see you in London, and because I'm just really loving your work and I'm an artist. And so he flew to London. We just met, shared stories. Next thing you know, and this seems so random, but it was incredible destiny, and it was a big yes to opening up another aspect of, little did I know that this 4.5-year journey of 3 trips to Ireland and to Italy and him to New Jersey, that I would have the most incredible experience writing this book. And so we just became friends, and we started sharing stories. Next thing you know, we had a story going between us, very magical, very poignant in terms of justice and fairness and the imagination. And we met in Ireland, and he said to me, don't bring a computer, let's do it by hand like the old days. And I thought, that's magnificent. And so the incredible thing was that I thought I was going to write this other body of the story that was our first idea. And this whole part 1 came to life in like 4 days that I had no idea was coming to life, because we got lost in Ireland in a valley, and a jackrabbit jumped in front of our car.
Wow.
And just stood and stared at us. And he said to me, Jay, it's a sign. And it was. And then this shepherd, this is amazing, a shepherd, because all that was in the valley was sheep, a shepherd who seemed to have a few beers, but we didn't, that was fine. He actually helped us find the cottage we were going to stay. So we named my hero, this adorable character, became the whole part 1, birthed by getting lost in Ireland, saying yes to a artist, writer in Italy that I met in London. And I was again, transformational, mysterious, and creative forces are all working with you when you say yes. And I mean, so many people have said that in many different ways. Like Angelus would say, the universe is conspiring in your favor, and
yes.
So here I am writing part 1 all by hand about Sean the rabbit thief. We named the rabbit after the shepherd. It was just incredible, and this fell in my lap, literally like from the Enchanted Valley in Ireland, and I had part 1 in its wholeness, and it's just a beautiful story in itself. But then I knew I had this other story that we actually came to write. So over the next 4 years, meeting in Ireland several more times, and Italy and Ireland and New Jersey. I would write from there. I had this 3-part, over hundreds of years, story about an enchanted river, and about good and evil, and about a little river goddess. And it's loaded with magic, and it's loaded with transformational meaning and justice. And then, of course, I was in love. I mean, that was the best part when I realized how much of the story was motivated by love and through the characters. And then at the end, I don't want to do a what do you call that when you ruin the ending? But the truth
right.
The truth is it's all about being good to each other.
Right.
So, but yeah, saying yes. All my characters, all my heroes, they say yes, and I have Sean who says yes, and Nil who says yes, and Robert Snow. All my characters in it, and it's just so enchanting. And now when I go talk to children, I tell them my story about how I said yes, and then I got lost in Ireland, and a jackrabbit showed up, and a shepherd, and next thing you know, you have an enchanted story that you never thought you'd have. That worked beautifully as the beginning. And, it's funny because my beginnings of stories, like even in The Magic Gown, they come to me out of nowhere. But here's the thing. I must be asking or they wouldn't show up.
Right.
But, sometimes you don't know you're asking so overtly.
No, you don't.
Right. And then you're like, oh, and I do that a lot. I'm in awe a lot. I'm like, oh, I can't believe it. Here it is again, So, there's Carl Jung. I also love his work, and he says that enchantment is the oldest form of medicine. And I completely agree with that. That enchantment transforms people. So that's what a lot of my stories are. They're very enchanting. And I'm telling you, when you tell stories like Angelus did, or if I'm telling a story in person, you can actually feel people become enchanted.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful.
It is so important to do that. I mean, and that's why we do the kind of show we do here. From day one, it was really about conscious conversations.
Right.
It was less scripted, yet very important to be honoring. And, and I think that what you and I are really representing and reflecting in the world, since both of us studied with Angie, is what she calls the fourfold way.
Yes.
For you to be working with both young people and then our wisdom people, it's exactly what I do, except I don't do art. I teach them ping pong. So, can't say I'm like teaching them like how to do beautiful art, but I can teach them how to hit a little white ball. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we're going to be talking with Janine, not just about this book, but what is it about these books? What is it about the experience that children have with her workshops? What is it that children are now getting to express in the world? And most importantly, how do her books represent an individual's potential path possibilities? Stay tuned, everyone. We'll be right back. Again, go to jlkimmel.com. That's J as Janine, L, Kimmel, KIMMEL.com. Everything is here, including upcoming workshops, books, and by the way, artwork. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Have you wanted to be intuitive or psychic but thought those gifts were only for certain people? Hi, my name is Deb Acker, and in addition to being the host of Truth Talk Radio, I'm an intuitive life coach and energy healer. I clear energy blocks to all areas of life, including intuition. Did you know that we're all intuitive, but many times we receive certain messages in our childhood that block us from being able to tune into our intuition at all times? What if you could clear these blocks to access your gifts and always know the truth in any given moment? Don't think it's possible? I was there not long ago. I thought only others had these gifts and you were either born with it or you weren't. I now know we're all intuitive and you can clear the blocks that stop you from being able to access your intuition on all levels. On the other side, I now help others to become intuitive, even psychic. And if this resonates for you and you're ready to own your intuitive powers, I'd love to gift you with my pattern identification session. Simply contact me on the contact page of my website, DeborahAcker.com. That's DeborahAcker.com. And let me know you heard about this gift through Transformation Talk Radio. I look forward to connecting soon.
Are you feeling stagnant or blocked in your love life, career, health, or finances? Experiencing difficulty focusing or setting and achieving goals? Tune in to Spiritual Diagnostics Radio with psychic visionary healers Carol Dorian and Justice Welling. Discover the cause and effect of unwanted patterns in life. Tune in every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information, visit spiritualdeed.com.
Have you ever lost your way while driving somewhere? This can be unsettling as you don't know if you should go left, right, forward, backwards, or make a U-turn. Hi, I'm Eve from Elite Tarot, host of the weekly show Mainstream Metaphysics Radio, where we harness the power of the universe for happier living. As an intuitive coach and professional tarot card reader, I work with clients worldwide on helping them get back on their natural road of living their life with joy. Next time you feel off track, tap into your inner child's sense of joy and write down on paper the non-negotiable qualities that you're needing in career or love, but without limiting specifics. With your list, you know where to place your energy going forward and where not to. You're always best served when your inner child is at the navigation controls. However, don't worry, you still have the keys to the car. If you would like to schedule a personal navigation session with me, please visit my website at elitetarot.com. That's ELITETAROT.com.
Tune in to the Psychic Professors Show, The Voices of Spirit Radio, with international medium and spirit artist Dr. Susan Barnes on Transformation Talk Radio, featuring a variety of spiritual topics such as psychic art, spiritualism, EVP, psychic development, and mediumship. This hit call-in show provides listeners with breakthrough wisdom to enliven and enlighten their lives. Visit spiritartgallery.net.
Tune in each Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on Transformation Talk Radio.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. Again, I want to mention to you all, it's so great to be talking with Janine Kimmel today. And, you know, one of the things, we're talking about a couple different things, but we're talking about her work in the world. And right now, you know, we are talking about the books she has written, but they're not just books. They're books, they're messages, they're stories, beautiful, beautiful art. And, you know, the work that Janine's doing in the world is to literally look at the healing power that we have, whether it's family, friendship, nature, you know. But what if we looked at these now that we're filled with magic, enchantment, and adventure? And why is this so important? Well, in order to put something like this together or bring something like this to life, you know, us two Jersey girls have had to have a few adventures along the way in order to be able to be sitting here talking with people from all walks of life. And Janine, in your case, traveling the world and bringing such a powerful message. I want to kind of jump to, if we could, talk a little bit about, I want to talk about The Magic Gown, because first of all, incredible book. But secondly, it really is a reflection of your own sort of awakening journey, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, again, saying yes and not even knowing how much you're saying yes to, but, you know, just going with something and looking back now, you know, I see how something started just from me meeting an incredible person, going to train with Angela Sarian, you would ask me my favorite piece of work, my artwork. I have it started everything. It's the magic gown itself. It's actually on my website. You can view it. You can even read the story of my finding it. But it's gone through 6 transformations of its own. It's been through fire. It's an incredible piece of work that Angelus introduced me to sacred ceremony that just happened when I was out for 3 nights on the land by myself for self-reflection and to face whatever needed to come up. And there I was, and I was nervous. And even though I adore nature and I'm a camper, I was nervous to be there on my own in the middle of nowhere. And I was surrounded by these ancient ruins. And so that was pretty mysterious. And I found this old ripped dress, the long gown, and it scared me. And I went back to my tent, and I stayed in the tent for the next 48 hours in the rain. And I really was like, oh, let me just make it through this. And when I get back to the center where Angelus, we all convened, and she said, how did everything go? I all of a sudden I realized, I said, oh yeah, and there was this dress, and it was ripped, and it was all dirty, and she said, did you get it? And I said, no, should I have? And she looked at me, but she didn't answer. I already knew. Yeah. So at the break, I ran up into the canyon, and I started to get the same feeling again of being nervous and scared. Yeah. And I grabbed it, and I put it in a garbage bag because it was dirty and mossy and ripped and a mess. Yeah. And I had no idea what could have happened to this person who owned this gown. Of course, you think violence, or I did. And so she goes, okay, how is everybody? Okay, we're back now. Anybody have anything to say? And I knew she knew. Yeah. And I put my hand up, I was like, I do. And I said, I got it. And she goes, can we see it? And I pull it out of the bag, and all the dirt's falling off it. And I said, can you see why it's so scary? And she goes, well, I can see why you're scared. And I was like, I didn't really like that answer. Oh, and boy. So here's what she did. Out of nowhere, the most incredible thing, she said to the group, this is the healing salve for the planet. This is the deep feminine nature. Take a look at the condition of this gown. Janine, I want you to wash it till the water is clear. And I was like, okay. Now, I went and washed it in my room probably at least 6 or 7 times till the water was clear, and went through every emotion possible. It was as if I was being cleansed and transformed just in this ceremony. But then, again, my creativity took over, and I decided before the group convened for night, I laid it out, I covered it with flowers, I put jewelry around it, I scented it with oils, I put it on a beautiful pink piece of fabric, and people came in, and the spotlight was on it, and it was completely transformed. And everybody started crying, and it was the deep feminine nature had been transformed, and all of us were part of the ceremony. And while we studied for the next maybe 8 days with her, it sat there, it laid there in the center of the room as a symbol. And then when it was over, she wrapped it in white paper with all the things from the ceremony that I had added to it. And she handed it to me. And she said, I want you to steward this. And I was like, okay. And I took it home to New Jersey, and it stayed wrapped for a year. And I opened it on a full moon in January, and I made the art piece that you'll see online. And it was truly, honestly, it is one of the top transformation stories that an art piece can possibly do, because this is what happened to me. And she was part of it, but it was this, and who would have guessed I would find this old ripped up dress? Yeah. And then in 1998, I painted one doorway because I thought this would be a great thing for children to do, to figure out what's on the other side of the door.
Oh, wow.
And then what happened was, this is the best. it took me probably maybe 3 weeks to paint that painting. It's on my website. And the first week I had a dream that this woman sang to me in the most beautiful opera voice. All she said to me over and over again was 10 Kings and Roses, 10 Kings and Roses. And I woke up going, oh, that was beautiful, 10 Kings and Roses. And I knew it was about the door. And for the next year and a half, I painted doorways and landscapes and characters. And guess what? I was painting the land of 10 Kings and Roses, but I didn't know it. Mm-hmm. So then I decided, oh, my God, this is a book. This is a story. Now I have to have a character, and it was Lily, the girl, and she was 11. And she's a lot like me, but she's taken it further. And it was just, this is, how can you make this stuff up? It really happened.
You can't. You can't make it up. And that's why that I do the show. I mean, this is why, our listeners want, us to really expand and grow and talk about things like this. You can't make it up.
You can't.
I mean, even if you made it up, it wouldn't even come close. Because here's funny. I went to your website and I didn't know that story. And I went right to the doorways art. So for those of you out there, if you're following along, go to JLKimmel, KIMMEL.com, click on the artwork. And when you click on the artwork, you're going to see there are various other pieces of art if you click on doorways. So I clicked on doorways right at the beginning. I didn't even think. And I went right to it. And I said, whoa, this is fascinating. And I got to tell you, I'm not like, I don't have any kind of doorway thing, but I immediately went here. When we come back from break, I want to ask you about this because there's a level of intuition here we have not talked about yet.
Okay.
And I want to talk about what role intuition plays in the work you do. And then I want to make sure people know about your upcoming workshops, where they are, and how they can participate. Let's take a short break, everyone. When we come back, intuition. What role does intuition play in solidifying our yes in life? We'll be right back.
I know you say you know me well, but these days I don't even know myself. No, I always thought I'd be with someone.
Known for his keen sense of humor, contagious smile, and extensive esoteric wisdom, EJ translates deep spiritual wisdom into practical advice to empower you to live your happiest, most fulfilled experience. Mystic Living Radio, Deep Spiritual Wisdom, Practical Advice with EJ, Eliyahu Jihan. This hit show delivers profound experiences for all who want to live life to their deepest desires. Tune in monthly for Mystic Living Radio. Learn more by visiting vitaltransformation.org.
Tune in to Mainstream Metaphysics Radio to harness your connection with the universe to effect change for optimal success and happiness. Named one of the country's top psychics, Eve now brings her insights and gifts to this weekly hit call-in show, joined by visionaries, leaders, and gifted others, but mostly you. Jot it down, Thursdays, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
How would you like increased health and vitality? How would you like to avoid the onset of disease as well as slow the aging process? This is all possible through a simple, safe, and natural process. Every day we are either moving toward wellness or away from wellness.
Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. I'd like to be your partner in achieving optimal health. Contact me now at maryjanemack.com or call 425-392-0659. Visit maryjanemack.com.
Gain powerful insight and practical tools to support you on your spiritual journey. Access your higher self and tune in every second and fourth Thursday at 12 p.m. Pacific to A Life Untethered with Andrew Martin, Walking the Path of Freedom. Andrew is a highly attuned, intuitive oracle, energy worker, spiritual teacher, and international radio host. For more about Andrew and his services, visit thelightedones.com.
On the cutting edge of the new mainstream, Christine Upchurch is passionate about bringing together science, psychology, and spirituality in a way that can be applied to our everyday lives for true transformation. The Christine Upchurch Show, stellar conversations to illuminate your journey, engages some of the most outstanding visionaries on the planet in lively dialogue to inspire you to become that bright light you're meant to be. Join Christine every Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific Time on KKNW, AM 1150, and Transformation Talk Radio.
Interested in deepening your spiritual practice? The School for Esoteric Studies offers online training to spiritual seekers from all paths of life and individual coaching. Our courses synthesize Eastern and Western spiritual traditions based on meditation, study, and service applied to everyday life. To learn more about our courses and services, please visit www.esotericstudies.net.
You never even answer. I tell myself I'm done with wicked games, but then I get so numb with all the laughter that I forget about the pain.
Wow. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. I'm so thrilled to have Janine Kimmel joining me here today. As I said before, go to jlkimmel.com. You'll be able to find out about her artwork, about workshops. Now, how can people find your upcoming workshops? Because we have listeners all over the globe, but how can they find out about your calendar, so to speak?
Yeah, I have a Facebook page, Janine Layton Kimmel, that I usually are posting much more currently, like Facebook, things that I'm doing. So that's a really great way to find me. And my What's New, I got to work on the updating there, but I am doing a lot of workshops, and I also do, I work with people privately as well, all over the country on phone, and I would imagine the world would work too. So, just the Facebook or What's New, and I do need to update that.
Yeah.
So I will.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, all of the above, and the reason that this is important is that we're in a world right now where imagination is really at the forefront for so many things. I mean, we're seeing it in our pop culture. We're just seeing it now. And part of this too is, before the break, I asked you about intuition, because intuition now, looking back on my life, and you and I thinking and talking about Dr. Angela Sarian, and our connection with her and how she changed our lives,
right? And
how we even got to go to workshops with her, right?
Right.
No, I don't have a book like, you were saying. There's not this book that you kept of, I think I'll be intuitive here. I think I'll be intuitive here. But it played a huge role for you, didn't it?
Yes, it would, like I said, it felt like something, an opportunity, something would show up. You could easily be looked over, but somehow it almost became almost like a highlighted, here's something to presented, and I would follow that. I say maybe in some way it would be like guidance, but I look back now and I can say, yes, that's intuition. And as you gain wisdom and you say yes, and you get all this confirmation of these unexpected, what you'd almost call miracles, but they're magical to me. And where once your confidence you get more confident about this world of magical. And I would say now I can call it intuition, but I don't think I could have said that before. So I think with my gained confidence of having experienced this so often, and the irony is, Pat, that it's a bit of a surrender thing where, you can think but you're basically just kind of walking into the mystery or the void.
Yeah.
But it is just like again, being supported. It's showing up in ways that are spectacular. And I used to say it's like an internal landscape that just gets more and more and more spectacular and beautiful. And so it's inside, outside, And so as I gain confidence in this magical world, as my characters do in their stories I write, I feel more comfortable calling it intuition. But I also think it's like an interaction with the mystical, the magical, and creative forces, the mysterious forces.
Well,
so it's cooperation, it's collaboration.
Collaboration. One of the things that I want to get back to, you said before, and I think I heard you right, where you were talking about, well, you're working with children, but you're also working with our, wisdom people, our elderly. Did I hear that right?
Yes, I took what I do with children of all ages. I developed this booklet. It's an original booklet. It's a Magic Door booklet that once I present my work and my story, and I have these beautiful scrolls that are on my website that, I tell them how this all happened, and the colors pop out, and people respond to images almost more than the words, but my words go with it too. Now, I decided I was going to, do this with senior citizens, and again, this is all, saying yes to something you're not quite sure it's going to turn out. Well, because it's magical, it turned out amazing, and these people just, were exhilarated and telling their story and contributing, and, they got it. That was what was so amazing. They got what I was saying, and then they were empowered. They were kind of almost like refreshed or rejuvenated, and that's what enchantment does, that they started to tell their stories, and their stories were through the magic door that I had them, go through in their imagination, but I have ways of helping that, which is fun, and that's what I've developed along the way. And so I was in awe and humbled, and, I walked away from that again just going, amazing, thank you, and they were awesome. I mean, one woman, I quoted Albert Einstein, and she goes, oh, I met Albert Einstein, and I was like, what? I've never met anyone that met Albert Einstein. Wow. And then there were ex-Vietnam vets who blew me away, like with their ability. And this one man said to me, ex-Vietnam vet, he's like, I wasn't sure when I heard what you do if I would like this, but this is amazing. I love this. And he was just a whole nother viewpoint of what's possible outside of the mundane, and that's what my greatest pleasure and enjoyment and achievement is to help people move out of that mundane thinking, that stuck place, that depressed, that's depressing. I mean, they came in and they woke up in there, and it was just incredible.
Yeah.
So I'll be going back there for more of that, and I'm happy to do that wherever it takes me,
Yeah.
And now I know it's all ages.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that because, one of the things that I said earlier was, I go and play ping pong at senior centers, right? Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, to be able to help somebody learn how to play something like this, and, many of you are thinking, really, why? Well, because it's movement, it's fun, and pretty much anybody can learn. It's just something about that takes on a life of its own. Wow, this hour has gone by so fast. Can you please, again, give out your website and let folks know how they can get copies of your book? Sure. And then one last question. What would your personal message be for us? What would you like to leave us with?
Know that the magical world is real. It's right here around us. The mystical, the creative forces are just there. Say yes. Pay attention. If something happens, go for it. Say yes, and you'll be amazed. That's what I have found. One of Angelus's favorite things was be outside in nature, and truly that's been my greatest teacher, nature, and the rhythm is medium to slow. And and thank you so much. I think that I hope I got my point across today.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and not only that, what you're doing for our young people, the way that you're inviting them to step fully into their authentic creative self is so needed in the world, Janine, and thank you for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Wow. Thank you for having me today.
You bet. I want to thank all of you for tuning us in and turning us on. I want to thank Mr. Benny for pushing all the right buttons. And our message to you for today is think about your day and then do something creative, whatever that means to you. Sometimes for me, it's cooking something different. Other times it's like Janine said, it's playing in nature. Whatever that is, take yourself out of yourself and into the world of magic. We'll see you next time.
Lights go out and I can't be saved. Tides that I tried to swim against brought me down upon my knees. Oh, I beg and plead, singing, come out of things unsaid.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.